pleading probation for the second-degree felony of indecency with a child. Do you understand that is being alleged, and is that allegation indeed true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if we just go to number 10, that's the new case.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, honestly, and that the yourself the odds. All right, you put your right hand print, right down.
We're doing cases.
Yes, one of them's a motion to revoke, and then that's an case.
Thank you.
Place it right outside. All right, hands on the judge.
Two cases are now called involving Jeremiah Jean Forte. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Jeremiah Jean for it.
Jean,
Yes, sir.
Jean.
Yes, sir.
That's pronounced several different ways, but you pronounce it Jean.
Yes, sir.
And you were here with Mr. Dusler, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive formal readings of this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation and the new case, a third-degree felony, failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes.
Let's take this new case, substantive case 26 CR 190. In summary, this indictment handed up by the grand jury on February 4th of this year alleges that on or about August 25th, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Explain now. This is a third-degree felony. If convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached in your case. You would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with 23-41590, which is a motion to revoke probation that we're going to go to next. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this indictment? Guilty or not guilty?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty. That's a yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no,
Yes, sir.
so, yeah. Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Or are the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered and
No objection.
without objection admitted. The states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You are guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer, all true at stake, so help you God. Correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes, pre-sentence report.
Yes, sir.
I am going to follow this agreement. If nothing further, I'm going to find, sir, you are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of failing to comply with sex offender registration requirements. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony. I'm following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional divisions of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years. You understand what has happened today in this case, sir?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to this 22-41590. This is a motion to revoke, first amended motion to revoke probation filed on March 17th, 2026. Are we ready to move forward on
Yes,
this?
sir, we are.
Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this first amended motion to revoke probation from the preceding second?
Yes, sir.
And raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing on this motion to revoke probation shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
Yes, speak out so she can hear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, lower your hand. In summary, this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation states that in this criminal district court of Jefferson County, Texas, on June 9th, 2025, last year, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the second degree felony of indecency with a child. Do you understand that is being alleged, and is that allegation indeed true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if we just go to number 10, that's the new case.
Number 10, first amended, and this motion to revoke probation on the violations group 10 states that you committed the offense of failing to comply with sex offender registration on or about August 28th, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas, which was a violation of condition 1 of your deferred or unadjudicated order. You just pleaded to that and you were found guilty to that. Is that allegation true and correct as it is alleged?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading true and correct to this voluntarily and because it is true?
Yes, it is true.
Do you understand that a voluntary and truthful made plea of true to one or more violations of probation, that is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation? Your probation in this case can now be revoked. You can be found guilty and sentenced up to the full range of punishment. A second degree felony carries with it no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison. Do you understand the consequences of this?
Yes, sir.
Knowing all of that, do you insist on pleading true today to this allegation of a violation of your probation?
Sir.
Find you were pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. There is an agreement that's been reached where your probation would be revoked. You would be found guilty of this underlying offense of indecency with a child, and you would be sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with the previous case that you just pleaded guilty to earlier, and that's 26. Let's see. This is written wrong. It would be 26 CR 0190. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this allegation?
Guilty.
Are you pleading true as well as guilty? Voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you here what's marked as States Exhibit 1. Did you sign this document, understand it, discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence without objection and submitted. Among other things, this states, if I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You just need to sign that right above on that council.
Yes.
Anything to add?
No, sir.
If not, I'm going to find Mr. Forey, you are pleading true to allegation 10 of this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation filed in this cause number 41590 on March 17, 2026. You were doing this voluntarily, knowingly, and you understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. There's enough from your plea of truth to support this motion to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. This first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked. It is hereby granted, and as to allegation number 10 and your deferred or unadjudicated probation earlier rendered in this case is hereby revoked. In that earlier case on June 9th, 2025, when the court sentenced you to deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years, you had pleaded guilty at that time to this underlying offensive indecency with a child with second-degree felony. Voluntarily, you were mentally competent to do so. You understood and appreciated the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in that hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Now that your probation is hereby revoked, I hereby find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this underlying indecency with a child, second-degree felony case as a placement probation. And I find you guilty, and you are hereby sentenced in accordance with this agreement to confinement in the institutional division prison of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years. This will run concurrently with the previous matter that you pleaded guilty to earlier today. Do you understand what has happened in these two cases, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anything else to add?
No, sir. Sorry.
All right, we are in recess on these two cases. Thank you.